Now, just a few minutes ago, I made a video about Trump's ridiculous and embarrassing speech that he made to Congress. But I realized as I was posting it that I forgot something important. You remember when Biden first got into office and the MAGA were throwing a fit because we were still recovering from the COVID crisis that Trump started, and Biden had some negative GDP growth, which usually signifies a recession. However, due to things like the Inflation Reduction Act and Build Back Better and the Fed themselves changing their policies, they actually came out and said, we dodged that recession. To the point where, as I've stated before, we ended up becoming the best economy in the G7, all the way up until Biden left office. Trump, however, is currently trying to distract the American public from his sagging approval ratings by trying to pretend that everything is great. Just like that time he got laughed at the UN, he said, we've accomplished more in 43 days than most presidents have in 8 years. But now suddenly, he wants to redefine what economic growth means. Why would he want to do that? That's because when Trump was still in office in 2020, our GDP growth was negative 2.2%. Then, after Biden took over, our GDP started to go back up, to where that blue line right there is our steady GDP growth of about 2.3%. You want to know what happened to it since Trump took office? It went off a steep cliff. To where, according to the Fed, our latest estimate for March is a GDP growth of negative 2.8%. So all throughout Biden's tenure, we had positive GDP growth. Trump's been in office for 6 weeks, and our GDP growth is already negative. We're already headed for a recession. Yet he gets up in front of Congress and says, America's back, everything is great! Despite the fact that in reality, his tariffs are causing trade wars with other countries, which is driving up prices, driving up inflation. People are losing their jobs because of him. They're losing their benefits and their health care. Millions of federal workers are losing their jobs. Millions of veterans are losing their benefits. And now our economy is going straight down the toilet. Yet the die-hard MAGA cultists out there who love the taste of his taint are just going to keep pretending everything's hunky-dory as it slowly burns to the ground. Because they believe absolutely anything he says. He says the economy's great, they believe it 100%. Kind of reminds you of when he lied about COVID and said it was going to magically go away, and they all believed him, and then they all started dropping like flies. No matter how much extra money they're paying in taxes, or how much poorer they get, or if they lose their job, they still trust him 100%. And that is so goddamn sad.